Your country 1039 KGRT, a little Florida Georgia line for you this morning, and get your shine on.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. It is time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And our question of today is, well, kind of an interesting one, because every once in a while, people online and social media just ask interesting questions well, what is a poor people habit that you'll never stop doing, no matter how much money you get, because we all do things when we're short on cash, and I think we've all been there at one time or another. But people on social media are talking about the habits that they have, or that they claim, I should say, that they will never stop doing no matter how much money they ever get. And for example, using every single last drop of all the products, toothpaste tubes, ketchup bottles, getting the cutting the container open to get that last bit of any lotion that's in there. My grandma used to do that a lot. Let's see, always checking the clearance section at clothing stores. I have a friend of mine, that is her entire shopping thing that she does. She always checks the clearance section first. Keeping leftover screws, nuts, and bolts, furniture. You never know when you're going to need that extra item there. I wonder what my mechanic friend will say about that. And never wasting food if you can help it, and using grocery bags as trash bags. I think we all used to do that, and unfortunately now, at least here in Cruces, I'll be lucky if a grocery bag makes it to my kitchen table, because they fall apart really easy. Yeah, so it's one of those things. But when I think about all the things that I used to do as a kid, mainly because either my mom or my grandmother made me do them, it never occurred to me that there is a reason why you do that. Most of it is to save a little bit of cash. I mean, remember standing over the trash can, breaking down every single box, or tearing up the little boxes into little pieces, because it saves space and room. Trash bags, you don't have to buy as much trash bags. It makes sense now. I hated doing that when I was a kid, but it makes sense right now. So, and to be honest with you, it's kind of a habit I kept up with a little bit whenever I get to breaking down those boxes. But yeah, there are certain things that I think we've done. Maybe we've learned from our parents or grandparents, but we keep doing them. And it doesn't matter if we're trying to save money or not. These are just these habits. So what are some of those habits that you think you will never stop doing, no matter how much money you can spend on there? I don't like the term poor people, but that's what they're talking about online. What is the poor people habit that you will never stop doing? Because I don't think you're poor, short on cash, and I think everybody's that way right now. But do you have any examples or things that you used to do, or maybe something that your parents or your grandparents used to do as far as saving cash and those little habits that they have? Let me know your answers to our question of the day. Call them and text them in 575-523-KGRT. And, of course, leave your comments down below, because we are live on our social media pages, Facebook and YouTube. Check it out. Okay. Kind of went a little bit long on there, but like I said, I'm not quite sure I like the wording of this particular question. I tried to find other ways of doing it, but this is what people are talking about online, supposedly. So what is the poor people habit that you will never stop doing? There are certain things that we do, certain things that we learn from our parents, our grandparents, and everything else that are just things that you do to save a little bit of cash. And you're not really thinking about it when you do it. Like I said, breaking down those boxes and, tearing up all the cardboard boxes, cereal boxes, stuff like that, just because you're going to save room in a trash bag and not have to buy any more trash bags. Makes perfect sense, but I never even thought about it that way when my grandma was making me do that, when we were putting things in the trash. Or even recycling things a lot, using things over and over again so that you never know it. How many of your grandparents had that container of bacon grease right up there near the stove? And I'll be honest with you, makes everything taste good anyway, but of course you're saving it to use that as well instead of buying new oils or anything else. So that is a lot of things. Got a text message, and yeah, I knew it. My mechanic friend said saving old car parts, because you never know when you're going to need that one car part or somebody is searching for it. And to be honest, because, a lot of people, as they get older and they get cash, you buy your dream cars, your classic cars, your stuff like that. And they're looking for that one piece. I have a friend who was working on a Super Bee recently, having trouble finding some of those small parts there. So that was, he found them eventually. So, I can't wait till he gets that whole thing put together. But yeah, little things that we all do, these little habits that maybe we've learned. And I guess you could call them poor people habits, but I think these are all just habits on saving a little bit of cash. So if you've got maybe a couple of examples that, your parents or grandparents used, let me know. 575-523-KGRT is the number. Call them in, text them in. You can do that at that number. And of course, leave your comments down below. Talking with my hands a lot this morning. I don't know what's going on with that. Once again, let's go ahead and see what's going on in and around the world as we wait for some more answers to come in. The Nintendo Switch 2 came out at midnight last night. Were you standing in line at midnight to get your Switch 2? I was not necessarily interested in getting that. Or we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Providence, Rhode Island-based Ice SCO Spirits recently launched Pizza Vodka. It's made with natural ingredients like organic wheat and fresh mozzarella cheese. Vodka and I don't necessarily get along too well. It's one of the few alcohols that I would not avoid, but I'd keep my eye on. See, Pepperidge Farm. Remember Pepperidge Farm? They do. They're debuting a new limited edition flavor called Awesome Sauce. It will be around for the summer and is described as sweet, smoky, and tangy. Sounds pretty awesome to me. KFC introduced a unique finger-licking fork for their saucy rice bowls, crafted by jeweler Sam Ozane. The silver hand-shaped utensil offers a stylish solution for messy eating. You know what? I'm perfectly fine with just a plain old plastic spork. Let's see, and Texas is on the brink of passing a bill requiring food labels to warn about ingredients not recommended for human consumption. Big food companies like Pepsi opposed the bill. Doritos, Mountain Dew, and two items that could carry the not recommended for human consumption label. Other states may follow Texas's lead. I wonder exactly how many labels we would get like that in the grocery store. That would be a pretty interesting thing to follow right there. And Richard Simmons, Hollywood Hills home where he resided before his passing, is now on the market for $7 million. The elegant mansion, 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, a pool, a gym, of course. Simmons had meticulously planned the home, including a maid's suite and pantry. Interesting. So if you're looking for a home and you got an extra $7 million on, maybe that one's good for you. Once again, we are looking for answers for our question of the day. And very simply, what is I don't like using the term, but that's what they're using online. What is a poor people habit that you'll never stop doing? And I say this, what is a habit that you have that saves you some cash? Every little thing helps out, especially these days. So what is one of those habits? Maybe something that your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents used to do, right? Go ahead and let me know your answers. 575-523-KGRT is the number to call them in or text them in, or just leave your comments down below for our question of the day, which is brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.